So I asked you a question earlier about, maybe getting the wrong defense and going into sentencing. Well, and then your answer was about, making sure that you have a good lawyer. But what happens, let's talk about how do we fight a dishonorable discharge? We're we've already been convicted of something. Is there something that we can do for the dishonorable discharge?
Once you have a dishonorable discharge, that is likely going to stay with you for the rest of your life. It's like once you make the decision to pull the trigger, that round is downrange. You can't take it back. If you have a dishonorable discharge, the really only thing that is going to get that off your record is overturning your case on appeal, which we all know is incredibly difficult to do. So if you pled guilty, you've likely waived the vast majority of all your appellate rights in that guilty plea. There may be some issues within a guilty plea, but not many. And so if you were found guilty at a fully contested court martial in front of a judge or in front of members, and you are given a dishonorable discharge, you're really stuck with that unless the appellate courts overturn your case. People call us, hey, can we get our discharge upgraded? Well, not a dishonorable discharge, you can't. What can we do? Can I call my congressman? Can I call Mazie Hirono? Can I call Ron DeSantis? Can I call someone? No, you can call them. They probably won't take your call, and you're not going to get that off your record. The only way that dishonorable discharge is going to get off your record is in the appellate courts by having your case overturned. And the odds of that happening, well, every case is different, and we don't do appeals, but you don't want to be in that position where now you're stuck in jail waiting on the appellate court to take some action, and hopefully maybe maybe the case gets overturned. But even if that happens, oftentimes you'll get tried again. You have to go through a trial a second time, so it's not an easy route. The easiest thing to do, it's not easy, but win at trial. Don't put yourself in that position where you get a dishonorable discharge. Don't be very leery of guilty pleas. There's a time and a place to take a guilty plea, but using that as the first defense or the very first thing you do, the default is to go to a guilty plea is wrong, because most times when military attorneys tell you to take a guilty plea, they haven't even thought the case through or how they would defend it. So be very careful about that and make sure you put up the absolute best defense you can at trial, because unless something gets overturned, you're going to get one shot at this. And that one shot you're going to get is going to change the outcome of your entire life. And so put every resource you have. You need to want to win this as bad as your attorney does. And if your attorney doesn't want to win it, walk away or actually run away and fight like hell with everything that you have to avoid the conviction, avoid the prison time, and avoid a dishonorable discharge.